my immense joy to see all of you here from various parts of this world. When your heart is so full, the words are too poor to carry the intensity. I wish you could understand that intensity through your heart. It's all being arranged, I think, by the Divine, that we should meet here, all of us, in such a wonderful surrounding, in the nature, that something great should happen to all of us, that we should achieve really something great this time. Now, as the time is short, I will tell you first of all a few things about meditation now. Then we'll have 2 more talks, I hope so. Meditation is a very general word. It is not a word that explains all the 3 steps one has to take for meditating. But in Sanskrit language, they have very clearly said how you have to move in your meditation. First is called as dhyana, and second is called as dharana, and the third is called as samadhi. Luckily, Sahaja Yoga is such a thing that you get everything in a bundle. You avoided everything else and you got the samadhi part. That's the beauty of it. First is the dhyana. First, when you have seeking, you put your attention towards the object of your worship. That's called as dhyana. And the dharana is the one in which you put all your effort, concentrate all your effort. But this is all drama for people who are not realized. For them, it's just a sort of an acting that they do. But for a realized soul, it is a reality. So the dhyana you have to do. Some do it of the form, another of the formless. But you are so fortunate that the formless has become a form for you. No problem, you don't have to go from form to formless or formless to form. It's all there in a bundle. So you concentrate or think of some deity or some point for Nirakar, for the formless, or of Nirakar itself. It's also a mental projection as long as you are not a realized soul. But once you are realized, you have to just think of dhyana, whom you are going to concentrate, or you can say on meditate. But once you start meditating on a person, your attention starts moving. That is also possible after realization. Though it's in a bundle, but some people have it part of it like that. So when you meditate, still your attention can get disturbed every moment. It can happen depending on the intensity of your concentration. So there are some Sahajogis I have seen, they are cooking and there's another one who's meditating. The meditating one will say, "Oh, I can smell it is burning." So there is no dharana. Dhar means a flow, continuous flow. So there is no dharana. Dhyana is there, but not dharana. The second part of it is very important. That you have to put your attention continuously onto your deity. Then you develop a state which is called as dharana, in which your attention becomes one with the deity. But when these mature, the third stage of samadhi comes in. Now for people who think that without realization they can do it, I think they are absolutely mistaken. But after realization also, when the dharana is established, you have to get to the position where you become samadhi. Now what is that state? When that state comes into your mind, then whatever you do, the deity that you worship, you see that deity in your work. Whatever you see the deity giving you the show. You can put it like that. Whatever you hear, you find the deity telling you the truth. Whatever you read, you find there what the deity would tell you. So, in that state, whatever you do with your eyes, nose, and all these organs, all that becomes a kind of a manifestation of the deity whom you worship. Automatically. You don't have to think, now I must concentrate, all right, I will not have these thoughts, I have to now think about this. It becomes automatically that. You read a book, in that book immediately you find what is good for Sahaja Yoga. If there's a book which is anti-God, you discard it. Just call Marina there. But if you have a problem, you see that it must be for some lesson to me. That it is to teach me some experience. It is the manifestation of the deity itself. For example, a lady feels she is going to have an abortion, take a position. So one person who is not yet in samadhi avastha or condition We'll say, oh God, I'm such a Sahajogi, I've done so much for mother, I went all the way to Pulbarao thing, and despite that, see, this is the problem. But another would say that, all right, let me try. I'll go and tell mother on the photograph or maybe telephone something. And he'll find, to his surprise, that it's all done. It's perfectly all right. This is only possible if you are a realized soul, otherwise not possible. So the state that is awakened within you is a new state of mind. In Sanskrit language, it has a very beautiful name, is Rutambhara Pradnya, which is a very difficult name. Rutambhara Pradnya. Rutambhara means the whole. Rutambhara is the name of the nature. And that the whole nature one feels is enlightened. I'll give an example. When a child is to be born, the mother starts lactating automatically. The nature itself works out for the birth of the child. In the same way, when this Rutambhara Pradnya start expressing itself only for Sahajogis, nobody else, you are amazed how things work out suddenly. Rutambhara Pradnya, it works out. Now the time is very short, but I'll give you an example. I came to Brighton and Jason said, Mother, let's have Guru Puja in Brighton. I said, all right, have it. But you find out the place. So he went to the university, said the university people will help, but it's rather small. And I said, but ask them. But no, it's booked on Guru Puja. Then I said, then what can you do? He said, then what to do, Mother? I said, you try somewhere else just now. Telephone to somebody else. So went through Yellow Pages, I don't know what, and he telephoned and they said, we have a place, a beautiful place. And you come along and have lunch with us. Just he came there, went there, he had a very nice lunch, they were very happy, they were to accommodate everyone, they were very nice, and he was amazed how everything has worked out so well. So the Rutambhara Pradnya has started working in your favor. You all tell me, this is a miracle that has happened, Mother. We don't know how it has happened. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we were doing something with the cement and the Italian boy said that we'll need 2 bags of cement. I said, you carry on, it won't finish. Even before I was leaving, they were carrying on. Still not finished. Now cement of all the things, imagine. So this special thing is your own state where you are feeling the oneness with the nature and the nature is feeling oneness with you. So the divine itself is expressing through nature, through various happenings, through various incidents, the love, the protection, the attention that the divine is giving. And there's no end to it. It just happens. And people don't know how it happens. But that is what is the state of samadhi. But there could be people, if I tell them, will you do this? Oh no, Mother, the shop will be closed. Oh, they won't do it. That's not all right. They go on like that. And there are people who say no. Let's see if Mother has said maybe. I'll give you another simple example. Very simple, absolutely gross, but it's there. One day Mr. Srivastava, he takes one type of tea, very English. And he wouldn't like other tea, you see, so he told me, oh God, we have finished with the tea and what to do tomorrow morning. I said, it's all right, let us go to the tea shop. So he said, it is 8 o'clock in the night, and what do you mean? They'll all laugh at us, there's no shop at 8 o'clock open. that tea center. I said, let's go. What's the harm? I'm just saying, let's go. But he said, what absurd things you are saying? I said, all right, absurd, whatever, let's go. So he wouldn't listen, so I told the driver, all right, let's drive down. We went there. And the lights were on. We said, how is it? The lights are on. So we walked in, you see, very peevishly. And they all were there standing, oh, we've been waiting for you such a long time, and you are the last to come, just imagine. So I asked my husband, he said, I forgot we had a reception here. And they said, you are the last to arrive. And they said, all right, doesn't matter, but you'll have your presents. So they gave us 2 tins each of tea. I mean, there are 1,001 examples like that. Today, like some were trying to push the bed. No, the 3 of them were trying. It would not push. I said, all right, I'll push it. I just put my nabi there. I didn't push anything. It just pushed. Because of Rutambhara Pradnya. But this is not chamatkar or anything. It exists in the divine, the capacity to manifest its love, to show that you are the saints. You are the chosen ones of God. But you accept that situation first. But if you behave like all other normal people, oh God, the shops are closed and that man is so difficult and I don't think it will happen. Never happen. But you must know you are saints, chosen and given birth by me, the form and the formless. So this pradnya is going to manifest, is manifesting every moment. Be prepared, be happy, welcome it, and accept that you are there. The level is different. What's that? Right? Huh? 5 minutes more. I shouldn't do anything that side. All right. Now the time has come for Sahaja Yoga to change its level. We have to change. We have to go higher. The level has to come up. But Sahaja Yoga is such a cosmopolitan thing that we have got the worst bhoots to the highest on the same plate. Now some of them are round ones, which are the ego-oriented ones who roll all the time. They don't know how to raise the plate. If you raise the plate, they'll roll down. So you are frightened, you have to hold them. And there are some who are squares. And the squares ones are carrying other squares on their heads like boots. So if you raise them, they may all topple down. Or maybe the boots might fall off, God knows. But there are third type who are prisms, or like pyramids, who are nicely settled down. Whatever level you raise them, they are stuck there. So those who are at the periphery are a problem, definitely, for me. Because in my compassion, I cannot throw them out. And we have to help them to come out by really now telling them that they have to rise. How long are we to wait for them? Everyone has to see that the peripheral people are brought in properly so that they don't go out of Sahaja Yoga. Compassion is all right, but not at the cost of keeping the level of Sahaja Yoga lower. Never. We have to raise the level of people who are well settled in Sahaja Yoga. So everybody must try to settle down and come up to minimum standards at least. Otherwise, I am sorry, many will be sieved out. That's for the 5 minutes. I'll have another, I think, 1 hour or so, 1.5 hours later on today. Thank you very much. I would say that somebody should translate it, if possible. Is it possible to translate?
We could translate after as well.
In French, to be told them, Rutambara Pradnya and all that.
I mentioned some.
Later on you can translate, I mean, those who have to go for lunch now should be English then. Because-
we're staying here now for the first group of the lunch.
No, then he can explain it, the first part. If you, as you please, I don't. Those who are staying here should not. Those who are come should. It's wrong. The guests must be looked after, I mean, the other way down. No, we have to divide in 2 halves. But I would say those who understand English should go, because then Gregor can speak about this and somebody can translate also in Italian.
Srimad, I'm sorry. I think it's already divided with numbers in 2 lots. So I think the first number is just to go.
Is it already divided?
Yes, it's already
Organized.
organized.
Oh, I see. I didn't know. You're here, I'm happy. Both of you have come?
Mother?
Only 2 of you have come?
3.
Who is?
Alfredo and Ricardo.
Who?
Alfredo and Ricardo.
Good, good. He's here. Good. So how are you? Substantially support Sahaja Yoga. Like Dr. Warren has brought a very good extract, I think. Is it an extract?
You read it, Ma. You
Huh?
read it.
He read it. Just imagine. He was a Catholic Christian church fellow who could say all these things so clearly and see so clearly. And this book, is that a book? But now Rustam told me that he has found out in the Quran Sharif that the Kundalini which resides in the triangular bone is called as Asas. And at the time of resurrection, this will be raised and people will get their realization. Can you imagine? The second thing, he said, the same thing which is written in these books, that there are 7 firmaments and there are 7 powers. Can you imagine? All that is described in the Quran, and what are these Muslims doing and what are these Christians doing. But even those who knew, the Hindus so-called, what are they doing? Stupid. Everybody seems to be stupid. You can't blame those who knew and you can't blame those who did not. They are just the same. It's very clearly written all about the 7 chakras and everything. This is the Patanjali. But who is seeking God? But these discoveries are coming up and they are going to substantiate. And you are going to talk to these people about the kind of things they have been doing to the essence of religion. But these are authentic things. People want to believe into something that has happened. That's a good thing in a way, because we have some certificates. Nobody wants to ask any questions to me? Because 1/3 is missing, so I would like to speak about general things later on. Yes, sir. Oh.
Many religions are talking about your coming, and for example, in Islam they're talking about the Mahdi, which is who looks like me.
Come here, I can't. Yeah.
In Islam they are talking about the Mahdi who looks like Bruce Lee with a beard, and in Buddhism they are talking about Maitreya who is a fat man, and every religions are talking about the coming of their own form, projecting. What about this? I
But
think they
you
are
see-
all talking about your coming.
Many of these scriptures are mutilated and changed also. And Buddha is, of course, is a laughing Buddha.
Nothing else.
They think of laughing Buddha. Then, because it was Muhammad Sahib, they think of a fakir. Because your mind is like a projector. And the film is what you have seen before, like Muhammad Sahib. So the mind projects it and you get Muhammad Sahib as the image. So whatever film you are using, it depends on. But whatever has happened never happens again. So if you have seen with the film, say for example, if you have made a film, it's made once for all. You do not make the same film, do you? You are having mouse trap for so many days. Yeah. For example. But every time you see that, acting changes. And every 2-3 years, the actors also change. So though the essence is the same going on, the same thing is not going to be repeated. Muhammad Sahab's life is not going to be repeated. Nor is he going to come in the way he came as a fakir. No. That has never happened in the history. Why will it happen? So every time whatever has to happen has to be new. That's the style the nature is. It doesn't want to bore you, say, with the same. And that kind of life, no more, needed also. And thirdly, as the seed grows, first the roots have to fight a lot to invade the seed. And the shoot has to fight a lot. But when the tree is there, then it supports others. It helps others. It becomes a strong flowering plant or a flowering tree. So the whole thing is changed every moment. It is no more the seed. But people want to see the seed again. Why? They are identified. It's very subtle identification. Christians are more identified with Christ than with Muhammad Sahib. Why? When the Muslims are much more identified with Muhammad Sahib. But why? Is there any reason? They are equally intensely identified for no rhyme and reason. None of them gave them realization. They told the same thing. But why is this identification so much with this? Now when you are walking, you are thirsty, you see a river, whether it is the river Ganges or Jamuna or any other river. If you are thirsty, you will drink. You won't say, no, I won't drink because the Ganges is not here. Now supposing I say in London, I will only have the Ganges water. Will I have? But there are mad people, I tell you, even in India. I was told some people brought the water of Ganges and the clay from there to clean their hands here from India. I mean, they can do it. This is what Sahajogis must understand. That drop out your identifications with the past. If you are born a Christian, all right, so what? Now you are a Sahajogi. If you are born as a Muslim, so what? Now you are a Sahajogi. The second part, what happens to you, I'll tell you when we have the second lecture. That as a Sahajogi, how things drop out. Automatically. All right? That's it. So these people are not the ones who are really following any religion whatsoever. They are following their ego religion. That's all. There's no religion in this kind of thing. So all these identifications just should drop out when you understand. Only this one way of convincing them is to show that all of them who have died, who are no more here, have said that Sahaja Yoga is going to come. That's the only way you can convince these hard nuts. This is the problem. But surprisingly, Muslims never talk of resurrection. They are not bothered about resurrection, they are only worried about the doomsday like French. French are now thinking that doomsday is going to come definitely. I mean, somebody asked me, are you sure it's going to come or is postponed? I said, postponed. Forever. Very seriously, I tell you. Very serious people asked me that, what do you say if the doomsday is coming or not? And they were quite disappointed because they were banking upon it. This could be with anyone. I would just say French because they were French who asked me, but it could be anyone. I mean, don't be identified again. Like I was telling today that they show advertisements sometimes so horrible that they will show as if some miracle is going to happen. And suddenly a lot of ice will break, this will happen, that will happen, and what will come out is a lager. I mean, really from sublime to ridiculous. Horrible. You just can't understand that. But I really laughed, one day. There was a gentleman sitting and said, why did you laugh? I said, what is this sublime to ridiculous? He said, what do you mean? I like my beer. I said, sorry. That's it. The identification is like that, you see. Even ridiculous things start looking so fine if you are identified. I hope all of you are Sahajogis here. Or they are still doubting Thomas is sitting. They will have a bad time, I must say. It's a very powerful session. Now don't you worry. Don't doubt yourself. It's all right. What about other questions? That was a good one. Don't depend on their images. That's why these days most of the gurus are keeping dadis. It's very easy to grow beard. I can't. But for any person to grow is all right. And if they don't grow, they can put on one. So do you become Mehdi with that?
Excuse me, Shrimad. What happens with those people who got realization from you at your programs, for instance?
What?
At your programs, but they don't get into Sahaja Yoga. What happens with them?
They don't grow. They are dwarfs.
They just... What's the meaning of that? Just
That's very bad to see a seed which is being sprouted and goes to waste is a real waste. Because which is not sprouted may one day sprout. It's a real waste, I tell you. But mostly they come back. Quite dwarf, but come back. They go, come like that, you see. There's no understanding about the graveness of this kind of a shallow behavior. They don't understand. That's why they behave like that. But then they get something horrible, then they come to surgery. They go into problems, then they come, but the progress is so little. I mean, the one who must have come with them goes much higher. So what is the program in the evening? How are you going to do?
I mean, the one that's written on the program.
All right, it's all organized. The surgery is organized, I have to obey.
In the afternoon, it's a writers' meeting with the publisher.
What's the meeting?
Writers. This is before you arrive. You haven't arrived.
What was it?
It says writers' collective meeting with publisher, venue to be announced. Or B, bhajan rehearsal in lecture hall.
So
Then-
who were the writers?
It doesn't say. Then it says more spontaneous and unplanned events.
Are you writing poetry?
That's not me who's written them.
Who has written? You.
This
You
is
yourself.
Jason. This is Jason.
Huh?
I'm just reading it out.
It's like that, likha mujhse padhe Isa. It's like the Moses has written and the one who knows of what Moses has written is only Isa, means Jesus Christ. So what is it? Spontaneously?
Spontaneous and unplanned events and preparation for Sri Mataji's arrival.
He is playing safe. All right, then.
Then 4 o'clock p.m. approximately,
Good.
Sri Mataji arrives. This is subject to change.
All right, then.
Then there's nothing until 7 o'clock.
Yes, nothing will happen till 7 o'clock. That's the way. Now, should I tell you? Let's have it like that, spontaneously. I've arrived earlier. So, what we do now, you have your lunch and rest for a while. And then, after the lunch, about an hour, So you come along and assemble here. And you have a thing called that brain trust business. There where you talk to each other, have a rapport, ask questions, tell people like that. It's a very good thing. We appoint some people for that. Go about like that till you have your tea. Then after tea, I'll take over. Alright? But that doesn't mean you should not attend all the rest. You all should sit down and talk. It helps a lot. And help each other. Ask questions and things openly. And then after that is the dinner. And after dinner, what time is the tea?
There's no tea as such, Mother. The only fixed time is 7 o'clock for the barbecue dinner.
Oh.
And then the dancing
And
will
the
be about
tea is
8:30.
at what time?
I think we can have it about 4, but there's nothing written down.
5 o'clock?
We can choose our own.
5 o'clock, say, come to 4:35. Finish it by 5, say.
All right.
And let's start at 5:30 to 6 or 7. Then we'll have a barbecue dinner. And after the barbecue dinner, we'll have the music program. Alright? Then tomorrow, you can have dhyana, meditation in the morning. And about, say, you must get up early. And after that, you can get your tea, I don't know, whenever you feel like, I don't know what the style is. And after the dhyana is over, then you can come for your breakfast or whatever it is. And then you have again a little seminar sort of a thing. This is at 12 you go for. Is it?
Well, tomorrow it's not. There's no staff here. We make our own lunch arrangements.
Oh, I see. Then it's all. Then if there's no problem, tomorrow is the puja day, so you need not have a seminar or anything like that. We can start our puja, say. Should be at 10, about. And have our food after puja. That's how we are. After that. Alright? May God bless you. So can I retire now in my room? Thank you very much.